Underground base, also known as Rex's Lair. You'll be seeing this area a lot. On your first entrance, hold up on D-pad, as you do not need to turn at all due to the cutscene. There are 3 codecs to answer on your first entrance. Press select when you cross this line. You do not need to press this frame perfect, as Snake will continue his step forward and then stop. But you do want to hit the codec so you do not come to a complete stop. On the second level, you can simply hold up left to get to the ladder. Press select when you cross this line. On the third level, make sure to hold up left then left on D-pad, or a slight upward angle on analog to climb the ladder. Hold left on the missile pack, then press select when you cross the middle of it. As long as you hit the codec early enough, the guard's path won't be altered compared to other trips. The guard outside of the command room / computer room is the main challenge of the underground base. Depending on the difficulty, your approach will change. You should become familiar with the layout of the catwalk. Notice that the left side does not create noise. There are 3 big panels before a noisy floor. Also, pay attention to the guard's route. Depending on your movement and if there is a buffer, he will be in different spots along the catwalk. If you have a gun, you can use it to kill the guard. Hold up the gun, then shoot when you cross the second panel. Killing him will prevent any need to silence your footsteps. This is especially nice if you want to use a gun for the rat after the first trip. If you don't have a gun or choose not to menu for it, then there is a new choice to make: no alert or with alert. If you aren't going for rank 1 / big boss, going with an alert is recommended. It is best to stop silencing your footsteps as you are passing the guard. You can continue to skate if you want to avoid getting shot during the fade to black, but this shouldn't be a concern outside of hard difficulty. To avoid the alert, there are several approaches you can take. In this example, we will buffer our movement to get past the guard. This method is slow, but 100% reliable. 3 PPKs is ideal, but you can also just stalk the guard while silencing your footsteps, or wait a few seconds. This next method avoids buffering to dodge the guard. However, it is important that we do not delay as we approach the guard. We want to meet his cycle at a convenient time. You will PPK the guard along the line at the pillar. Move quickly into the load zone. Kick canceling by pressing X will save frames and make this movement less tight. Be aware that he can stand up and spot you, but as long as he doesn't say a line of dialogue during the fade out, it doesn't count as an alert. Instead of a PPK, we can opt to quick throw the guard instead. This is more or less the same speed of the PPK, so it comes down to personal preference. Again, we need to get there as soon as possible, as the guard's position is important to do this strategy correctly. As you cross the pillar, stop silencing your footsteps. During the white exclamation mark, we will quick throw the guard as we cross down below. You can also quick throw by running directly at the guard, but this is pretty difficult. We're going to unequip the chaff grenade and then tap rhythmically in double taps to time out our throw. This is going to involve a lot of practice if you choose to do so, but it is the fastest method to take this guy out. A chaff grenade can distract the guard out of your path, but you must cook and throw the chaff grenade at the proper time. Cook at the end of the first non-noisy panel, then throw at the end of the second non-noisy panel. Then run below as the guard is distracted. While effective, you do use a chaff grenade, so be aware of your resources. These next 2 methods could be used for rank 1 and big boss, but more so on any percent due to causing kills. In this grenade approach, we will cook the grenade as we pass the second noisy tile around the middle. Then, Throw the grenade at the end of the second narrow strip. Typically, this will kill the guard. Remember, these approaches assume you are moving well to the other side. You can also do this strategy with an alert. Cook at the second noisy tile line, then throw in the middle of the second narrow strip. But you should know that you may get shot by the guard that spawns in. Finally, you can kill the guard with the stinger pretty quickly. Line up with the rail after running down the catwalk. Spam square and move on. You could kill him with a PSG one-shot as well, but that is slower as you must go prone and stand back up. Now, let's discuss the alert after Ocelot shoots the PAL card out of Snake's hand. Hold 7 o'clock on analog, then quick throw the guard as you pass. You can attempt to run past him instead, but be aware that he can shoot you. As you go to the missile pack, try to curve into the ladder from the rail, as it is a very narrow area. Once you get on the missile pack, simply hold right and press the action button for the next 2 ladders. Here's the alert, but with D-pad. I personally prefer climbing on Rex's back with D-pad, but this is up to you. If you want to learn about getting the PAL card, watch Tromboncino's video and read the MGS1 speedrun FAQ for more info. When you do come to the commander room / computer room / PAL room, you can avoid alerts or take them. If you avoid the alert on the first card entry, remember to unequip your PAL card as you approach, so you don't put it into the second computer by mistake. Listen very closely for a little blip in the audio to know when to let go of X so you don't crouch. If you want to be safe, just exit by going back down. Alternatively, you can go straight out the door, getting out before the door shuts behind you. This will cause an alert and stop Snake in place while the door closes. It is possible to get around this though. If you don't care about alerts as you enter, you can run straight towards the computers. Just make sure you get there as soon as possible. If you get sealed in, you need to kill yourself to game over and continue. Remember to turn towards the second laptop. Thanks to DLimes13, an effective and consistent way to avoid the alert as you exit has been found by bouncing off the chair by the door. You can do this with D-pad or analog. From yellow, go down left for a moment, up left until you hit the chair, then hold left. If you do mess this up, there is a real chance you'll get sealed in, unlike when you just go straight for the door. For the second card, you can just hold left if you have a gun equipped or no weapon equipped, then equip when you reach the chair. Otherwise, you must do a bounce off the chair. This affects the second card specifically, not the first card. Snake's model stance changes with guns, that's why there is a difference. If all you have is Chaff, just re-equip when you hit the chair. Do note that you cannot reach the red card by running straight at it. You can also blow up the camera quickly, but it is less safe and just as fast as the chair trick. Don't bother with this unless you are playing on PC Extreme. We can use a gun to kill the guard. Fire as you cross the white line in the panel. The perk of this strategy means we can turn tight around the pillar. You want to hold up the gun after you start moving. That way Snake doesn't aim, then move. If the guard spots you while you kill him, it's no big deal. Just climb the ladder and move on. Remember to re-equip the ID card so you can get out of the base without running into the door. You won't always have or want to use a gun. On easy and normal, simply run along the left side. You do not need to silence your footsteps at all. On hard, we will need to do a single punch buffer to avoid getting spotted early. You do not need to silence your footsteps at all. On Extreme, it's trickier. No surprise there. Immediately PPK to buffer. You can kick cancel to save some frames during this buffer. Silence your footsteps along the noisy strip. Then, silence your footsteps until you pass the second noisy panel. You can continue to silence your footsteps if you want. Just be careful not to delay too much early on, as the guard can spot you as he turns. Alternatively, you can just use a visual cue. When the guard turns, move forward. Again, stop silencing your footsteps after the second noisy panel, if you want to save frames. Or go against the wall as a buffer, then hold up. Or fire a stinger when you go around the corner, standing in the middle. This is more effective on PC due to weapon hotkeys. Credit to those who have improved and developed strategies for this area, including Tromboncino, Iceman, DLimes13, Tyler 2022, MG Slade, and others. While the PAL sequence is a slow part of the game, the base is varied and interesting.